All right, so we have our plate that has the ground applied to it and it's fully dry. So I let this sit actually for a couple of days. But as I said, you need to let it sit for very minimum an hour. Ideally, just let it sit overnight. That way it's good and dry. If you don't want your plate to be tacky at all, we're going to transfer your image because that will lift some of the ground off. So it needs to be fully dry before you go on to transfer an image to it. So I just had this real quick little sample image. So you need to print out your final sketch. It needs to be sized to the plate, which is 6 by 9 inches. Print it out in the correct orientation, so print it out in the way it's supposed to be viewed. And then you will take a piece of tracing paper, cut it out so it's the same size as your final sketch, which again is the same size as your plate. And then using either what's called a Blackwing pencil, which is a very soft lead, very dark pencil, of which I have a few in the shop that you guys can use, or just a 8B pencil is fine as well. So a really dark soft lead pencil. So just tracing over your image and just kind of blocking in big shapes, big features. You don't have to get in there and get every last little detail. That's kind of redundant because you have to redraw everything and render it on the plate. So again, just kind of blocking in and identifying your big shapes. Put my plate just kind of in the middle of the press bed here. And then my transfer drawing, I want to make sure that I have the graphite side going face down. And I'm just going to place that right onto my plate. Again, with the graphite side face down, and my plate should be with the ground side up. And just make sure to get it on there straight in position. All right, so we're just gonna run this through. I have the pressure set so that it is less pressure than what I would be using for actually printing the plate. I just want to be applying enough pressure that's going to help transfer that graphite onto my plate. So we'll just run through the press to help with that. Right, before I take it up all the way, I'm just going to peel off the corner to make sure I can tell where the graphite was transferred, and then I've got a good transfer. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, so we can see our transfer drawing on here. It's not really dark, it's just, it gives me enough to go off of, enough contrast so I can see where those transferred marks are. And so I have some kind of a guide to know where to go in and start actually drawing onto my plate.